is in chaos, there is profit.
Debate is over.
How can that be? How can there be profit in chaos? In managed,
Lynn Ertell,
There is-
all the way from Baltimore, Maryland. Hello, Lynn. Hello, Lynn.
Turn it up, I can't hear it.
Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up.
I can't hear it. Turn it up, I can't hear it. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. When I pick a song, it's about a subject that I'm addressing.
Benton says Lynn for president. Are you running?
Presidents are stooges. The president is the crisis actor in chief. I'd rather be like Stalin, like a commissar, you know? I'd rather have real power. You know? Don't even take me there. You know, Brian called me up, Brian from Brian and Jenna.
All right, Biochar Brian.
Brian and Jenna wanted me to mention the fact that we've got a lot of Trojan horses and stalking horses and shills in the conspiratainment world that are pushing memes directly from communitarian law. And one of these is the phrase, the intentional community. Turn it up, turn it up, I can't hear it.
I heard that. I heard that.
Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up.
I heard that.
Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, I can't hear it.
I heard that. I heard that.
Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up.
I heard that.
And I'm over-blaming groups like Catholics, the Jews, the Jesuits. I name the individuals who have committed crimes for which they ought to be arrested and convicted and turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Subject to some pretty severe punishment. Things like racketeering and treason, not just fraud. I'd rather be like Stalin, like a commissar, you know? I'd rather have real power, you know? Don't even take me there. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. I can't hear it.
I heard that. I heard that.
Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up.
I heard that.
Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. I can't hear it.
I heard that. I heard that.
Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up.
I heard that.
But I'm not talking about Jews, Jesuits, Catholics, blacks, whites. I'm pointing at shills.
So who do you want to know if it was that they were just?
I don't care if they were or not. Guys, come over to FAK1162. If it's good, you're gonna find it on FAK1162. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. And we don't have ads on FAK1162. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up.
No, there's no ads yet.
Right. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. I can't hear it. Guys, come over to FAK1162. FAK1162.
All right, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and good night. It is November 11th, Remembrance Day in Canada and the United Kingdom, and Veterans Day, I think, in the United States, Tuesday, November 11th, 2025. This is the Fakeologist show where he gets yelled at by Lynn Ertell and her technical problems. Lynn Ertell, hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Technical trouble.
I'm just saying that
I know.
I noticed that settings are messed with from one week to the next.
Yeah.
And since I'm not changing them, it means that the browser is resetting itself. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happened. They do resets all the time.
The reset, isn't that a Duran Duran song? The reset?
There
Or
is
is that
profit.
before your time? No, nothing's before your
How
time.
can that
That's
be?
after your time.
Is this How can there be profit right now? Chaos?
I don't know.
In managed,
I don't know. So I want
There
to.
is-
I know you have an agenda always, but I really want to. Hello, Lynn. You can't hear me?
turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Playing now and why?
Unmute site.
Turn it
I'm
up. I
just
can't hear.
setting FAKotube up. I have to do this every show. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
know
You
what?
were saying I should add my YouTube channel, but I don't think anybody comes to my YouTube channel for anything. I have an old, my original YouTube channel was like in 2005.
That's fine. Well, I'm telling all guests to do it so we have more channels at the same time. It's a simulcast. That way it'll be saved on your channel.
But I
And
want people to come to your channel. I don't want them coming there. Why do I want them? There's nothing at
it
mine.
does it doesn't matter because the more eyeballs, the better. Uh,
No, I don't necessarily believe that. I'm not
okay,
into this idea of the numbers.
okay. I just
I'm into
wanted
the
you to
quality of
bring
the
it on.
discourse, the
Yeah.
quality of the discourse, and the quality of the demographic. I have no time for shallow people, and I don't care what they think.
Anyway, the other thing I wanted to talk about, I wanted to highlight this website, Miri's Massive Missives. Are you reading this one?
Yeah, I kind of gave up on Miri when she published a piece claiming that we really went to the moon.
Oh, okay. I must have missed that one.
Yeah, yeah, you do miss it. You miss stuff on Jeff Berwick too. Yeah, I don't know.
I
Sometimes
I
you
don't
come
I don't miss stuff on Jeff
Nah,
Berwick.
you were pushing Jeff Berwick for a while, and that
I've
guy I
never
knew he was a scam artist years ago.
I
I
don't
don't know.
I okay. Well, I
You
don't
don't keep up with a lot of stuff. You
Are
really
you
don't.
kidding me? I
Yeah,
like
you're
Jeff.
sheltered. You're very sheltered
I
man.
like Jeff, but I agree. I can't agree with everything he said. Of course I can't.
No, I don't mean that. I mean Jeff Berwick ripped off people for thousands of dollars,
He's
like
disputed that.
20 years, 20, 30 years ago. I mean, for a
You're
long
just
time.
being slanderous now. You don't have evidence, and
No, it's all I published the evidence in the Fakeologist forums.
he
You never looked
refutes
at it.
all of it. He refutes it.
He doesn't refute anything. You can go to the
Yes,
Fakeologist
he
forums
does.
right
No,
now.
no, he has refuted it on his own broadcast.
He ripped off thousands of dollars from people on a project called Galt's Gulch that involved the purchase of land. This is kind of like what Marcus Allen wanted to do with his exclave or enclave, whatever you call it. They were buying land in Chile, and they thought they were getting legitimate land, and it was a Ponzi scheme. I,
Well, he
I don't
has
know.
his
You're
own
very naive about some of these people.
he
You
has
really
his
are.
own well, what does it matter? I still like his content. Can you not like someone's content, or do you have to dismiss everyone?
No, I was never particularly impressed with his content, and I
Oh,
couldn't stand watching those stupid videos with his stupid little chihuahua,
well, that chihuahua's dead. All dogs
I
die,
know,
they say.
good. I'm kinda glad.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness. You're very harsh
my
today.
condolences to Phil on the loss of,
Oh, now you like dogs.
well, I don't particularly like yapping chihuahuas, but
All right, all
I
right.
lost a cat that I lived with for 16 years, the perfect
Okay.
cat,
You sh
and it really does tear you
If you
apart,
kept
so
it
I know what
indoors, you
Phil's
wouldn't have
going
lost
through.
it.
But as to his Sunday group, I don't know, I never had a particularly high opinion on the quality of the discourse over there. I mean, they think the Bible is history. Really, Jim
Okay.
Rosella talks about the Bible like it's history or something. The
Oh,
Bible is
yeah.
just it's a collection of books, and it's no more authentic or less authentic than a million other books. It's
Well,
evaluated as
hey,
literature
Jim
written
likes
by
Judy Wood too,
people
so
lie and people make
what can I
mistakes.
tell you? He
What?
likes he likes Judy Wood too, so what are we gonna do with him?
Yeah, I mean, what you know,
Yeah, you're talking about the Sunday group. I'm halfway through it right now.
yeah,
I actually invited the Hitler wannabe guy, Bruce, on. He sent me a cordial email.
he's making when he does that, when he puts in that appearance, all he's doing is discrediting whatever he says and making himself look like a clown.
I agree. I said
So,
the same thing.
how serious are you, dude? Like
Yeah, well, I said
Robert the Bruce, or whatever the hell he calls himself. I
and
don't.
I said to him, all I said to him is, "Am I the only one that doesn't have any idea what you're saying?" And he said, "Yeah, that's good that you don't have any idea." So
I don't know. Now I have to say this: Monica and was it Alfred Schaefer, her husband
that's her brother
or brother? Okay, I, I
and Germar
yeah,
Rudolph.
I don't, I don't begrudge. I mean, look, governments persecute people for speaking their mind,
Yeah.
and to a greater or lesser degree, in some places they'll kill you or lock you up
Okay.
if they don't like what you're saying. And I wouldn't have any doubt that they might be locking somebody up for calling the Holocaust a hoax.
Right.
In Europe, it's written into like
No, in Germany.
well, Germany in particular, maybe Canada too. But the thing is this: what I like much better, much better, and more reliable is the criteria that Fake Nukesville proposed for evaluating someone's reliability and authenticity as a source. And those are simple simple, easy litmus tests like 9/11,
Yeah.
like Sandy Hook, like George Floyd and Derek Chauvin. Either people can say, like David Icke saying he never looked into whether we walked on the moon or not. People can say that, and all right, fine, you never looked into it. Well, have you looked into it now? But if if they're running out of bogus propaganda party line, if they're rolling out the party line, which is the official narrative on 9/11 or Sandy Hook or any of these things, yeah, of course I'm number one, I'm gonna question their judgment. If I believe them to be sincere, I'm gonna say their judgment sucks. And if I think that they're smarter than that, I'm gonna think they're liars. See? So, consistency has a lot to do with it. And, someone who says, "Well, this is a psyop, but that wasn't." Well, you gotta go the extra distance to prove to me that the one that wasn't a psyop really wasn't a psyop, especially if we've got evidence showing that very likely it was a fake, contrived event. Now, let me go directly. I'm gonna read something first because this is something I don't think people in our audience really would be aware of this, but anybody who was a 9/11 truther in the immediate aftermath of 9/11 and the invasion of Iraq was aware of this.
Are you sharing your screen?
It's a Wikipedia line. I'll share it if you want. Hold on a second. I got to
That's all
stop
right.
sharing. That's all right. Here, I'll share it.
I did
It's a
want to
wiki.
read Mary's a few lines from it anyway. And I wanted to comment on the Sunday group because I have it up on the screen. The fallout from the Sunday group that I just heard is that Phil is not going to be on the Sunday group show anymore. We'll talk
Well,
to him about that tomorrow.
yeah, Phil's very depressed because of the loss of Rocky. So
Do we need to see evidence or photographic evidence of Rocky?
not really. I don't think
Well, wouldn't that
I
be
really don't think
fitting?
he'd be bullshitting us about that.
Well, shouldn't we see the pictures though? There should be lots of pictures.
Well,
Isn't that what Phil says?
yeah, in general, he says that. I mean,
In
I don't know
general,
what the
every
pictures.
single time. Ah, I thought you paid attention to that.
Yeah, in this case, though, it doesn't seem likely that Phil would be making this up. That's all. Just doesn't seem
I
likely.
have to
I
agree
mean,
with Phil. This Sunday meetup is nothing but a bunch of religious fools getting together for Sunday school.
well, that's true.
Robert
That's
the
true.
Bruce is
Yeah,
the head
that happens to
fool.
be true.
Some shows were interesting enough, but it really has been getting super cringe recently. This show will be impossible to listen to without Rocky. Out of here. And
Yeah, I mean,
Phil Jim deleted or banned Phil
you know
from
what's
his
missing from all these people?
No, go ahead.
Humility.
Okay,
Do you know what I mean by that?
sure.
I knew 9/11 was a setup and an inside job on the day it happened.
Okay.
Did you? I
Absolutely
knew
not.
without a doubt that it had to be an inside job because of the Pentagon hit. Did you?
No, not
Of
at
course
all.
not. Do you think any of
Why?
those.
Of course not.
Right. What I'm saying is we find people who suddenly discovered that the media is faking it in, like, 2016,
I'm
2017,
2012.
2018.
I
Come
I
on.
I I grew my wings in 2012.
Right. That was because of Sandy. Well, that would have been Sandy Hook, right?
No, it was because I found Alex Jones. I never heard of the guy before.
Yeah, that's really sad that it takes Alex Jones to. I mean, really,
Well, when I
Alex
was looking
Jones is
into
such
the
a piece of
IRS, he
scum. I mean,
came up.
yeah, it's designed that way. It was
Yeah.
designed that you would think you discovered the truth through Alex Jones. But
Well, that's just what Google brought me to,
well,
probably.
I'm going to tell you something that puts it in perspective. I'm sharing the screen now. The phrase is the reality-based community. Does this ring a bell? Does this ring a bell with anybody? No, of course not. But it was news for a couple of weeks in 2005, 2004, 2005, in the run-up to the invasion of Iraq. And in the aftermath, the people were still, the shock of 9/11 was still resonating with people. Reality-based community is a derisive term, which is to say a term of ridicule, for people who base judgments on facts. Whose facts? It was first attributed to a senior official working for U.S. President George W. Bush by the reporter Ron Suskind in 2004. Many American liberals adopted the label for themselves, using it to portray themselves as adhering to facts, in contrast to conservatives presumed to be disregarding professional and scientific expertise. This sounds a lot like the COVID, doesn't it? The phrase was attributed by journalist Ron Suskind to an unnamed official in the George W. Bush administration who used it to denigrate a critic of the administration's policies as someone who based their judgments on facts. In a 2004 article appearing in New York Times Magazine, Suskind wrote, and by the way, I've heard this remark attributed to George W. Bush's campaign manager and chief of staff. Why, I'm starting to lose names now. It's a sign of my old age. I don't, the campaign manager and chief of staff for George W. Bush, the one everybody hated his guts. He's still
Andy Card?
Say it again.
Andy Card? No.
Not that one. That's close. Oh, gosh.
Karl Rove?
Karl Rove, thank you.
Oh, there you go.
Karl Rove, very good. Yeah,
I got one. I do pay attention sometimes.
Yeah. So listen to this. Now, remember, when we say the reality-based community, legacy journalism has always said, well, we go for the facts. And in the run-up to the invasion of Iraq, they were presenting this weapons of mass destruction, WMD, and we have the facts. And Saddam Hussein has this. And the journalists were looking and saying, it's bogus. There's no real facts here. And therefore, they were calling themselves the reality-based community, as opposed to the government propaganda-based community. But listen to what this aide, probably Karl Rove, said. Well, the aide said that guys like me, this is this Ron Suskind, who writes for New York Times Magazine, were in what we call the reality-based community, which he defined as people who believe that solutions emerge from your judicious study of discernible reality.
Yeah.
That's not the way the world really works anymore, he continued. We're an empire now. And when we act, we create our own reality. And while you're studying that reality, busy studying that reality, that's the attention-based economy, judiciously as you will act again, creating other new realities, which you can study too. And that's how things will sort out. We are history's actors, and you, all of you, you journalists, will be left to just study what we do. So, and then later, the comparison was made between the reality-based community, in contrast to the faith-based community, was used to describe those who did not share the Bush administration's international goals and aspirations. Yeah, you're right. It says Suskind has maintained his refusal to name the speaker, but the source of the quotation was widely speculated to be Bush's senior advisor, Karl Rove.
Yeah.
So this is very important, this here. That's how arrogant these guys are. They tell us what the reality is on the world stage, and then we have to step back and figure it out. And while we're figuring out, they're busy creating a whole new reality.
That sounds like the CBS video quote, 60 Minutes, that's been going around forever. Remember that one?
No, what's that one?
Oh, their actor-based reality system. Let me find it. 60 Minutes. That's been everywhere. We played that.
Oh, yeah, I sort of know what you're talking about.
We are the actors. It was some anonymous.
Yeah, right. Of course, perception is reality. And so if they say, hey, we got a war going on, it might,
not supposedly with the Mossad.
What's that?
It was supposedly with the Mossad.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
You remember that one?
yeah, yeah. I mean, we're here. I'm going to give you a new reality.
I'll play it if you want.
And this is where the Mandela effect comes in, right?
Yeah. Well, I
Because
don't know. I
people will
hate the
say,
Mandela
wait
effect.
a minute. I remember.
How did you convince Hezbollah to buy this?
Well, obviously, they didn't know that they were buying it from Israel.
Who did they buy it from, or think they were buying it from?
We have an incredible array of possibilities of creating foreign companies that have no way being traced back to Israel, shell companies over shell companies who affect the supply chain to our favor. We create a pretend world. We are a global production company. We write the screenplay. We're the directors. We're the producers. We're the main actors. The world is our stage.
How did you convince?
There you go.
Yeah. Of course, I don't accept that. I say what makes it real to people is when the guys in uniforms and suits come on camera and say, hey, we're your president, your governor, your mayor, your chief of police, and we're telling you it's real.
Yeah.
It makes it real, say. And that's what makes it dangerous. And that what should make it the focus of a political revolution, really. When you've got a ruling class doing that, it's time for them to go. Now, I'm going to show you a Mandela effect here. This could be a Mandela effect.
I don't believe.
Do you
in
remember
Mandela
when?
effects. Do you?
What's that?
You believe in Mandela effects?
Oh, I think it's an ongoing psyop directed from the United Nations. Yes.
Okay, so as a psyop, you
Oh,
believe?
it's a massive psyop in the media. Yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
I agree with Miles Mathis on that. Although I don't agree with all the evidence he marshals. I'm absolutely. I'm convinced that they are running. There is no Mandela effect in South Africa or Europe. You understand? It's pretty much focused on the American audience because it's a way of testing to see how shitty the memory of most Americans is. So if I said, well, what was 9/11 all about, and why did we invade Afghanistan and try to occupy it for 20 years? Why? Do you remember?
Weapons of mass destruction in
No,
Iraq.
that was Iraq.
No, I know that, but
Why did we go into Afghanistan?
oh, because
9/11, right?
Osama was hiding. That's where the
Right,
kids
Osama and his organization called Al Qaeda.
Al-Qaeda. Yeah.
Well, guess what? You're wrong. Your memory's messed up, guys. Watch this video. Watch this video.
Unlike other foreign leaders visiting the White House, there was no formal greeting for Syria's President Ahmed al-Sharaa. Instead, the Syrian leader slipped in a White House side entrance, accompanied by his foreign minister and other cabinet officials for his meeting with President Donald Trump. Following almost 2 hours of talks, al-Sharaa went from his meeting to greet supporters still waiting outside the White House. They loudly cheered as Sharaa's motorcade inched along Pennsylvania Avenue. Sharaa was once wanted by the United States for his affiliation with Al-Qaeda. 20 years later, his talks with Trump have marked a major recalibration of U.S. relations with Syria.
This is about allowing Syria in as a security partner with the United States. That means open access to Pentagon. That means open access to intelligence sharing. This means Syria's reception of potentially arms, potentially technical, potentially logistical assistance by the Americans.
Trump first met al-Sharaa last May in Riyadh alongside Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. That same month, key sanctions against Syria were lifted for 6 months. On Monday, Trump suspended those sanctions for another 180 days.
We'll do everything we can to make Syria successful because that's part of the Middle East. We have peace now in the Middle East, first time that anyone can remember that ever happening.
The Trump administration's lifting of sanctions against Syria ends most trade restrictions and makes way for U.S. and foreign investment.
Look, I don't need to listen to the whole thing. But for those of you that might have missed it, the new government of Syria that we helped the United States, that NATO put into power, is Al-Qaeda. Does Does that like sink in?
Yesterday's freedom fighter is today's.
Right.
Yesterday's terrorist is today's freedom fighter. Whatever.
Right. We're into the world of George Orwell.
Well,
East
yeah.
Asia is our enemy. Eurasia is our ally. Eurasia
Right,
has
yeah.
always been our ally. East Asia has always been our enemy. And then 24 hours later, East Asia is our ally. Eurasia is our enemy. In other words, you'd have to have your head up your ass, not to question this, right?
It's all theater, kabuki theater.
Right, unless you're going to dismiss it as all theater.
It is theater that
Well,
whoever is compliant with the United States Corporation, former Virginia company, they get in. So the other guy was probably becoming too nationalistic. Would you agree with that?
Well, look, here's General David Petraeus slobbering over the same guy. Watch this.
There was an event at the United Nations yesterday that almost defies description. Let's roll. You have to see this to believe it. See if you can figure out who.
Look, I'm really grateful that this guy right here,
Yeah.
that he's
What
saying what
channel is
I'm
this?
saying.
What channel is this?
I don't even know what this is called. This is called BP. I don't know.
Where did you find it?
I don't.
This
Well,
came
how
up
do I
on
remember
YouTube
how
for
I
you?
found? I'm always looking for stuff.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's called.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what it's called. You got to go to YouTube. Wait a minute. I'll go to YouTube. How's
That's okay,
that?
just play it. It's okay. I just wondered if you follow the guy. The guy looks like Tucker with white sideburns.
I don't really care what people look like.
I do. Go ahead.
Wait a minute. Let me. I want you to hear what he says.
Play it. Go ahead. Press the play button.
Wait a minute. You can't hear it?
You're not playing it. Press the play button.
These gentlemen are rolling out on stage together.
Salam alaikum, Sayyid Rais. Ahlan wa sahlan. And Sharafna Sadie.
Does this guy know
As
what
you know,
he's
Mr.
saying?
President, I spent over.
That's General David Petraeus.
I know. Does he know what he's saying?
Oh, yeah. He knows exactly what he's saying. Oh, yeah.
He's trying to be Muslim.
For 37 years in the U.S. Army, and I was a soldier, not a diplomat. So I hope you'll forgive me if I speak with the directness of the old soldier that I am as I get the first question out of the way. Because the fact is that we were on different sides when I was commanding the surge in Iraq.
Really?
You were, of course, detained by U.S. forces for some 5 years, including, again, when I was the 4-star there.
Look, I don't need to explain to our listeners or our viewers what's going on here, do I? This General David Petraeus is sucking this guy's ass, kissing his ass.
Well, it hasn't started yet. He's just giving the background.
This is the same General Petraeus who was director of CIA. I mean, I'm telling you, these generals are traitors. They're really filthy, damnable traitors. And you'd have to forget about 9/11 to believe that this was a good thing, wouldn't you?
Sure.
Or I don't know what you'd have to do. None of it makes any sense, does it?
It does in my world because it's all
fake anyway.
It's all theater.
Right. Well, no, this is what we call this is the idea that the empire manufactures the reality from one day to the next. From one day to the next. The empire manufactures the reality. And now this guy, who used to be a terrorist, is our friendly government in Syria.
Yeah.
And
until he starts going off the reservation, he'll be fine. And then we'll find someone else.
Well, they may decide to script him to go off the reservation. That's how I think the IDF runs Hamas.
I agree.
I want you to go off the reservation tomorrow at 12 noon. Well, we'd rather go off the reservation tomorrow at 6 in the evening. Okay, we'll work it out. October 7th, right? Yeah, they're all actors, of course. They're all stage actors. And I hope we can communicate that reality to people. I really do. But the problem we're running into here is that this sort of stage acting reality has taken over our entire system.
Yeah.
Our entire system. And
You got the actor in chief in the White House. What do you expect?
yeah. And where it's really the worst is in what's happened to the court system here in the United States, right? We have show trials now. What is a show trial? Well, that's what we need to figure out. That's what we need to figure out. Because, and there's a whole new reality here. Now, I've got an extensive thread here on the Parkland school shooting.
Okay.
Now, this was not some little dipshit event that they want us all to forget about. Like, for example, that fertility clinic bombing that Fake Nukes Phil went out and completely exposed, in my opinion. He completely exposed it.
There's a good man, that Fake News Phil, on the ground.
Yeah, but notice it's disappeared, really. You don't hear, I mean, it's one of the, because why? Because the alleged perpetrator blew himself up, apparently. In the case of Parkland, the Parkland mass school shooting, we had a long trial. I want you to listen to what one of the witnesses who was interviewed almost the same day that the Parkland school shooting event occurred. Listen to her and tell me what you think of what she has to say.
Wait, you're not sharing.
I'm sharing it now.
I don't see it.
How about now?
I see it.
The moment, and I came back to my classroom and I knocked on the door and the fire alarm went off, and principal came on the speaker and just said, everyone needs to evacuate right now. So that's what we did. As I was going down the stairs, I heard a couple shots fired. Everyone was freaking out, saying that it was a gun. And as we were walking, the whole class together, I actually was speaking to the suspect, Nicholas Cruz. And as I was speaking to him,
she's smiling.
He seemed very...
I
don't know what the word I want to say is, but he was trouble in middle school, so I kind of joked to him about it and said, I'm surprised you weren't the one who did it. And he just gave me a huh? So that's really what happened.
Yeah.
You were walking...
Hey, it's so casual. Look at her. It's all so you could have been you that was a shooter.
Down the hall, he had already fired at that time.
Yes, sir, with him.
Weren't you scared?
Smile. Yes, sir, it was him. And I was talking to him immediately afterwards as we were all evacuating.
Was she an actual student?
In the moment I wasn't.
Was she supposed to be an actual student?
Definitely.
Or was she like David Hoggy? He was not even, he was an alumni.
Yeah. David Hogg was our crisis actor of the year for this.
I know, but he wasn't even going to the school at the time. He was an alumnus that was somehow mixed. I don't even know his role.
Just an actor who they put in there. That's all.
No, I know he was an actor, but what was his connection with the school? Because
they stuck him in the school posing as a student.
No, I know, but we all knew.
Everybody there. He was much older than everybody there. They said it was ridiculous.
Yeah, that's right.
Another shooter involved, but.
Oh, you
look
think
at that smile.
He's not the only one?
No, definitely not.
Hey,
why do you say that?
For 15 minutes.
Because when shots were fired,
Right. She goes on to say she thinks there were multiple shooters. This girl, they're claiming committed suicide.
Oh, no. So cute.
Yeah, I want to get into the suicides here.
Oh, no. That she's out of the picture. We can't talk to her now?
Apparently, I'm pretty sure it's kind of hard to nail down. I want to know what her name is because
that's an oldie. This is an old story, isn't it?
That is old, but what I'm about to show you is not old.
Oh, you're saying maybe it's.
I want to go through the alleged
Kind of looks like
suicides.
Pam Bondi. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, here, by the way, I want to say this. To his credit, a parent of one of the students in this event called it out as fake. And I think Marjorie Taylor Greene probably knows that this event was fake. Let me play this.
Of course she knows. She's another controlled opposition, no doubt, I'm sure at this
It
point.
shows you not only the dangers of conspiracy theories and how it makes people lose touch.
Yeah, this guy here, I have one thing to say about him. I'd love to have 3 minutes in the ring with him.
Oh, no.
3 minutes in the ring with this guy. Watch him.
With reality, what's empirical, what's verifiable, but on top of that, it speaks to the impact that this has on the loved ones of people who become consumed rather by conspiracy theories. And we're going to dive into the article, but first I just want to read you the headline because it says a lot. So
I
this is
remember
from
this
Vice
story.
News.
Isn't this an old story?
Yes, it was old then,
Yeah.
but it
It wa-
matters now because of what the punchline. If you
All right.
I'll give you
I
the
remember this
punchline on
story.
it. Because the thing is this, a lot of people were calling it out as fake, mostly because of David Hogg.
Hoggy Awards.
Yeah, his performances were over the top. And so people started looking at it more closely and thinking, hey, maybe this was fake. But you actually have, and I think this parent now may be divorced. I don't know what's happened, but it created a split in the family.
Yeah.
And the title is, I'm a Parkland shooting survivor. QAnon convinced my dad it was all a hoax. I don't know how to help someone that far gone. Wow. That is a hell of a title. This.
David, why are you supporting the red flag laws? If Scott Peterson, the resource officer at Parkland, had done his job, then Nicholas Cruz wouldn't have killed anybody in your high school, or at least protected them.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
see-
Marjorie.
Yeah,
So that's
Marjorie Taylor. What an
there.
idiot, really. Hey, Marjorie Taylor Greene, this whole thing was fake and you're a jackass. You
Well,
really are.
Maybe she's at least the
How
comments.
stupid can you be?
She's part of this. She's part of the controlled opposition.
Right. So, well, what happened wasn't what they told us. It was something else.
Yeah.
In every single parent's mind, have a thought that their kids ever do anything wrong.
The
So
only thing I like
it's
about this guy is he has a
absurd.
good microphone. Very good, very good audio. I love good audio, as you know.
Yeah. The thing is this.
Who is this clown?
In some cases, like in the case of that fertility clinic bombing, the perpetrator is dead. So there's no trial necessary. So it's case closed. End of story. But an entire industry has been built around the Parkland event.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes, right.
And if you go out there and look, here's a lawyer objecting to the judge. Apparently allowed victims' families to come and testify in the earliest possible stage of the trial, which would prejudice a jury. You're not supposed to do that.
Of course you're not supposed to do that. That's
Right.
what I was going to read in Mary's missive, by the way.
What's that?
I was going to read that kind of information on Mary's missive because I don't know if you follow the stabbings in
Yeah,
England.
I know she's pointed this out.
I don't follow the stabbings in England.
Right.
How can we? There are too many, but
Right.
she was just bringing up that it wouldn't be known around the world.
If you go out to YouTube and look for Parkland trial,
Yeah.
my God, you'll find dozens of videos. This trial was televised. Every moment of it was televised. Watch the judge.
There has been no incitement. There has been no remarks. How you could equate violence
is lousy, but she practically she removed. Oh God, Judge Elizabeth Shearer.
And you think this is real? This court stuff?
Yeah, defense. Well, that's what I'm saying. People are going to say, "Well, this wasn't a real trial. It was just a stage act."
Right.
But it was presented to the nation as a real trial.
Of course. So was OJ. Did you think OJ was real?
At the time, I did.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
But this is happening in the state of Florida. Bear in mind that former Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi is now Attorney General of the United States. And Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is an established presidential contender. And they have to be in on this.
yes, of course.
Aren't
I
they
agree with
all? These are lawyers. They're goddamn fucking lawyers.
that. They work for the bar.
They're all members of the Florida bar, and they're all in on it. So, what happened in this trial?
By the way, Echo Charlie said that student was for the multiple shooter rabbit trail.
Yeah.
Which
there she
landed
is.
on the cutting room floor for this one. Thank you, Echo Charlie. And by the way, before I forget, I want to thank Ardman. Ardman wins a prize. He was the first fakeologist to send a Satoshi after all the nagging that I had done over the years. Ardman sent 3333 Satoshi. So thank you for figuring it out, Ardman. Sorry, back to our regular scheduled programming. Go ahead, Lynn.
In March of 2019, more than a year after the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School shooting in Parkland, 2 student survivors died by suicide within a week of each other. So now they're telling us that students at Parkland actually committed suicide because of the trauma of this event. It's a lot like January 6th, right? We were told that I think 3 Capitol Hill cops committed suicide because of the trauma of January 6th. Now, I'm pretty sure that this little bitch here, I think she's the Sydney Aiello that we're told committed suicide right here.
Okay.
19-year-old graduate who died by suicide on March 17, 2019. Her mother stated that Sydney had been diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, struggled with survivor's guilt, and had a fear of being in classrooms that made attending college difficult. Blah, blah, blah. Calvin DESIR. What kind of name is that? A 16-year-old current sophomore at the high school who died in an apparent suicide a few days later on March 23rd, 2019.
Wait, she died. She suffered from survivor's guilt.
Yeah, survivor's guilt. His sister described him as a loving person with aspiration, blah, blah, blah. These deaths, along with the suicide of Jeremy Richmond, the father of a victim of the 2012 Sandy Hook shooting around the same time, prompted national conversations about the lasting psychological impacts of mass shootings. So the play goes on. It doesn't end. It doesn't end. It goes on. And it's like, I'm convinced that Pam Bondi's participation in this as Attorney General of Florida qualified her to be Attorney General of the United States. Her participation in the show trial, which she would have conducted, this was conducted in the state of Florida as a criminal trial. I know what you're going to say. It was fake.
By the way, the picture in the scene I'm looking at of this Sydney Aiello, she looks totally different from the picture, the video.
Oh yeah, they probably got a different actor.
Yeah,
I've got all kinds of videos.
And look at the hand sign 666.
Here's another witness testifying.
What yoga person makes those hand gestures?
Well, to me that's kind of a. Here's another witness who testified in the trial. They had a huge, elaborate trial.
Yeah.
So, let me show you what's happened more recently. Jim Acosta.
TV.
What?
On Court TV. Is that still going? Anyway, that girl looks different from the one in this.
Yeah, they may, like I say, they may use different actors.
Yeah, I agree.
Play the same role. I wouldn't be surprised. But I am grateful to the parent down there in Florida who said, "Hey, this thing was fake. I'm sorry that it destroyed this relationship with the family."
Do you think that was real? That story.
I wouldn't be surprised if there were parents who knew it was a drill.
Hold on, we got a caller in.
I want to play this right here. Do you remember who Jim Acosta?
Hold on, Lynn. We got to take a call.
Hi, Lynn. This is Sean from Idaho.
John from Idaho. How you doing?
Hey, John.
Pretty good, man. Yeah, I just wanted to bring up a little fun fact on this whole thing. I followed all these things for a long time. I don't follow as closely as I used to because, I just assume everything's bullshit now. But anyway, look at the judge, Shearer. That's a very Jewish name. And then also that guy you were talking about is calling people then. He looks pretty Jewish to me. That's one thing that comes through all of these events is top to bottom, your Gene Rosens, people like that. You look into them, and there's always either Jews or one step away, or even there has been a few like involvement, like Sandy Hook with Rosalima Church, which that was kind of a weird.
It was a Catholic school, but you're thinking in particular of the ones that dragged Jim Fetzer into court.
Yeah, well, it's you can't.
The Posners.
We've had this discussion before, but it's just you just can't get around the percentage of these people that are of the faith.
I know. That's we're about to see many more, and let me show you why. If I said who was Jim Acosta, you might remember that Jim Acosta was the CNN White House correspondent who got a dressing down from Donald Trump quite a few years ago, I think in his first term. Yeah, and Jim Acosta was famous as the CNN White House correspondent that got into a big confrontation with Donald Trump. Well, Jim Acosta, I don't know if he's even still working for CNN, but most recently, look at what he's done. He recently interviewed an AI-generated avatar of Parkland victim Joaquin Oliver to discuss gun violence prevention. The parents of Joaquin, who was killed in the 2018 Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School shooting, created the avatar from his likeness and writings to speak about gun control and safety measures.
The parents did this?
Yeah, that's really crazy to think.
That's crazy.
They
crazy
collaborated.
story.
But watch this. Former CNN host Jim Acosta conducted an interview.
Go ahead.
He may not be Jewish. He sounds Hispanic to me.
I was gonna say,
but Geraldo Rivera.
Yeah, I know Jerry Rivers. I know that, but they're not. Look, every time people bring up the Jews,
what are we gonna do about it, Sean? What can we do? I mean, you keep.
Well, just. I mean, to me, how would you convince a whole race of people or religion, whatever you call it, to take the blame for and be so heavily involved in all this stuff? To take the fall for somebody else.
They all want to be part of the narrative.
Maybe they don't all want to be part of the narrative.
And also,
maybe someone is sticking it to them because most Christians would believe that they're the enemy.
People aren't getting it. It's a business model. It's a business model. It's an economic model. Watch this interview. Watch this interview here. Recalling that what he's talking to on the right is an AI-generated avatar.
Okay, go ahead, play it.
Of someone who's supposed to be an alleged dead victim.
Back from the dead.
The parents of a student killed in the Parkland High mass shooting have created an AI version of their late son, and now his AI is doing interviews.
I was taken from this world too soon due to gun violence while at school. It's important to talk about these issues so we can create a safer future for everyone.
That's a digital recreation of Joaquin Oliver, killed in that mass shooting back in 2018. Today's interview with former CNN host Jim Acosta took place on what would have been Oliver's 25th birthday. Acosta and the recreation of
former CNN host. So that means he lost his job at CNN, huh?
Who cares?
Oliver discussed curbing gun.
It matters because CNN, I don't know that anybody watches CNN anymore.
I don't know anyone who watches mainstream media anymore. Just
right.
The boomers.
Right.
Just the boomers.
But they might end up with this.
Gun violence.
Joaquin, I would like to know what your solution would be for gun violence.
Great question. I believe in a mix of stronger gun control laws, mental health support, and community engagement.
Okay. That's so, the voice is out of sync.
None of it's good. None of it's good. It's not good.
Yeah, not well done.
This is bad animation. I don't think it's AI.
We need to create
Yeah, it may not. Who knows? But Do you believe the parents actually created an AI avatar?
I
of their
don't
kid?
believe this guy died, and I don't believe the parents are his parents. So there's that.
But what's the point I'm making here? In the future, none of that will matter because the AI generated avatar of a victim will be enough to convince people. Obviously, it was enough to convince Jim Acosta.
That one there was not good enough. Not for me.
Yeah.
But I know it's not good enough for you guys. Hey, can I interject on something real quick?
Go ahead.
I was personally involved in the Borderline shooting.
I remember that.
Is that the one in Idaho you called about before?
No, that's a whole different thing. That's not a big deal, but I monitored that all day, and that whole thing was a joke.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to hear about that, I'll be happy to tell you.
What's the Borderline one? I never heard of that.
That was I think it was 28 people supposedly killed in Thousand Oaks, California.
Oh, Thousand Oaks. That's the one where they had a couple people from somewhere, from another psyop were there at the same time.
My niece's boyfriend was somebody that was supposedly killed there.
My niece's
And I
boyfriend.
saw it on TV that she was dating a kid at the time, and their names were Jake and Blake. The two friends that were killed there supposedly were Jake and Blake.
Oh, that's
But I
convenient.
jumped on that. You want to talk about boots on the ground? I jumped right on that one.
Okay.
Okay. That very morning, I went to the Borderline. Okay. And the windows that were supposed to be busted out because this kid, the story went that this hero kid broke the windows out, the big glass pane windows. I'd been to that bar before. I knew the whole place.
Okay.
Not broken out. I have pictures of that. Not broken out. And then I went around to the backside, and there was a hillside. I was able to look down on the whole scene, and it was just like your typical scene. There was no rescue vehicles, no ambulances, no coroners, nothing in the parking lot, and it was just a zoo of activity right across the street at a gas station where they were having this huge press conference and all that. And then I did a lot of research on this, and these kids were real kids. These two that my niece knew, but all the other people seemed to be creations. I couldn't get any backstory on any of them, pretty much. There would just be a little blurb in the paper about them. And also the kid that supposedly killed all those kids lived right up the street from me, supposedly. And I knew a bunch of kids in his age group. They all hung out. They're all my friends, kids' friends. They all hung out at his house. And I asked every one of them, none of them had ever heard of this kid.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, nobody knew Adam Lanza either.
Well, no one knows any of these people. They're
But see,
parachuted into the school the year before or earlier, and no one ever sees them.
But I wouldn't care if it was just a media narrative. But they're presenting this to us as a trial in a state court where you have a governor and an attorney general.
Look at that crisis actor judge. Nice. Got a good makeup artist. Yeah. Good makeup artist for the judge.
Now, do all of these people think that this trial is real?
All which people?
The people you're looking at.
They're all actors, probably.
Oh, I got to... yeah, okay, wait a minute. Oh, they're all actors. Okay. So, what's my point that I'm making?
Yeah,
Why have I belabored this? I'm saying that the courts are in on it. The judges are in on it. The lawyers and the bar associations are in on it. The cops are in on it.
All the cops, all the lawyers, all the judges?
May as well be. May as well be. If they're not, then
you think they all know what's going on?
I think some of them are so stupid that they probably don't. But the ones with any brains would know. For example, they would know that this judge allowing prejudicial testimony unrelated to the criminal charges themselves, which is basically in other words, you're not supposed to bring in the family of the victim till sentencing time. That's normally after.
Well, that's the victim impact statement.
Right, exactly.
That just
after
started
the purpose
20 years ago.
No.
That never existed before. They just brought that in.
Well,
any higher court would throw that case out immediately.
I know, but
any real court,
but we don't have any real courts left in America.
Okay. Well, luckily,
and nothing less then a total purge of this system will solve this. There is no reforming this. What you're looking at right now, see the guy with the badge and the uniform, the cops? There is no reforming this kind of deception, this kind of mockery, this kind of play acting. And you don't really know who really gets sent to prison and who doesn't. You don't know. Are all the prisons mocked? I want to know, is someone going to go visit Nicholas Cruz in jail? Hey, anybody who lives down there in Florida, will you go try and visit Nicholas Cruz in
How
jail?
about Ted Kaczynski? I want someone to interview him.
Well, that's so old, though.
No, but it's a good one. He was the smartest prisoner ever. PTL Media says the hand mudra is called Gyan Mudra. It's in 90% of all yoga classes. Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah, it's just symbolic.
We only got a few more minutes left. Sean, you got anything else before we wrap it up?
I just want to bring up one more quick fact.
Yeah.
About that. When I was watching the TV in the morning after I went to the Borderline bar.
Okay.
I was watching the TV, and they were showing these local kids who were the heroes that broke everybody out of the front window. And they did this, before the cops had arrived, but somehow the media was already there. And so they got one of those very dramatic pictures of two girls are looking very distressed, and these two kids are moving them along outside. Somehow the media is already there. The cops aren't there yet. And they both have matching blue surgical gloves on.
Well.
And I'm like,
yeah,
wow,
I mean, evidence of planning, evidence of props, evidence of staging. And people ask, how could they pull off something like that Charlie Kirk event? They've got dozens and dozens and dozens of people who are willing to deceive. They're willing to get on camera and perform in these things. And we're probably going to see a trial of Tyler Robinson, aren't we?
I doubt it.
Oh, you think they're going to try to suicide him in prison?
Yeah, I think everyone's going to forget about that one.
They'll just give you some sketches. They'll give you some Tsarnaev type of, like Boston bombing type sketches.
Yeah, the Tsarnaevs, yeah.
They're sticking straight up, something like that. I think you get a few of those, and that's about it.
Yeah, I got to wonder, is Joker Tsarnaev really in prison in Massachusetts?
Oh, I doubt that very much. I think that's a made-up character, just like everybody.
You know what his friends said? His classmates and friends on campus said that when he showed up in court, it didn't look anything like him.
There's Ian David Long. Here, he's the perp.
Ian David Long. That's who it was. The one he lived in Newbury Park, California, right up the street from me, supposedly.
So you knew
literally
him?
The cop. No, nobody knew him. I've lived there my whole life. I literally was born there.
Okay.
I lived there my entire life, and nobody knew this kid. And I asked, I've always been this way. I as soon as something happens in my locality, I'm on it. I'm just like fake news Phil.
You're a good man. During this time,
I'm on the case.
Here's the story of David Long. He had been involved in a motorcycle accident that left him with a collapsed lung. His motorcycle helmet was cracked, and he was diagnosed with adjustment disorder with mixed anxiety and depressed mood, post-traumatic stress disorder, combat and military operational stress reaction, and chronic pain. According to his mother, he had begun to unravel after the incident. There you go.
And I know you don't have time for it now, so I won't go into it too much, but there's this Godspeak church out there that was connected with all this. And the pastor was the sheriff's department pastor, Pastor Rob McCoy. He kind of became famous during COVID because he didn't make anyone wear masks.
Oh, okay.
But he's a very interesting character. And again, he gets all of his funding from the Wilkes brothers, who are oil billionaires.
Oh.
And they met in Israel. And he bought them. And the story goes that he brought them a Big Mac, and so they had to buy him a church.
Oh boy.
So now he's got a huge church in Newbury Park.
Wow.
And it's like I said, I could go on for an hour. I did so much research.
A big church, that's important. The Nashville Covenant school shooting, the one up in Minneapolis, the church school shootings in these mega churches, right? These are money-making operations.
Yeah.
Sandy Hook, millions and millions of dollars was spent on Sandy Hook. There's money laundering going on here. the whole thing is it's a business model. It's a whole economic model. And it's got to tell you that the system you're living in is so rotten and so corrupt that it's beyond, the term show trial we really get from Stalin in the Soviet Union. He held these show trials where some of the old Bolsheviks were charged with all kinds of treason, collaborating with the Nazis and everything else. And we're told they were shot.
I'm sorry, Lynn. I'm just trying to get as much as I can. But
no, go ahead.
Also, we had a multi-role crisis actor at Borderline.
Yes.
The same one. Remember that gay bar shooting?
The Pulse nightclub.
Pulse nightclub. She played one of the gay.
Yes.
That was in Orlando, Florida. Man, Florida and California.
Get rid of the guns. Can't we get rid of the guns?
Yeah.
Get rid of the guns, right.
She was also Borderline. And I think she was the mother of, the Soto girl at Sandy Hook.
Right. She was very recycled. Very recycled.
Oh, yeah. She got around that one. She got around.
But the thing I'm getting at here is if you've got show trials being broadcast, major capital cases, that's telling you that your judicial system is rotten to the core, and it's got to be overthrown.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys saw that sheriff supposedly in this latest incident. What was it?
Which one is this?
Or something? I think it was a plane crash. I never verified it.
Is it the UPS one?
UPS plane crash in
I
Louisville, Kentucky.
But he was the same guy that was on the reality TV show as a sheriff.
Yeah, reality TV is the inspiration for this, isn't it? Because when they introduced reality TV and movies like the Blair Witch Project, and they wanted to see, will an audience buy this? And a lot of people said it's like, but a lot of people bought it.
I mean, if you can convince people to, if you watch reality shows, obviously they're fake now. They're so fake, it's crazy. But they've moved people so far over that now they believe that they're real still. So maybe going way back to the first one, maybe Survivor has some real aspects to it. When you talk about
I don't know. Why bother?
But maybe not.
Why bother?
I said maybe.
Yeah, why bother though?
Well, because back then you still had to be a little realistic.
No.
But they've moved everybody over to now it's so clown world. Everything's so clownish. It's the same thing with these events. It's just all so clownish.
Yeah, it's a clown world. I agree. To the perceptive person, it's definitely, after a while, you can only laugh at it. It's so ridiculous, really.
Let me finish reading on this note. I'll read a little Mary's missive here. The real reason real events aren't publicized and promoted by the press the way fake ones are is because if they're real, then by definition, the social orchestrators don't control the narrative. They don't know what the consequences of the event will be or how the involved parties and their families will react. It's therefore too risky for social scriptwriters to give a lot of publicity and therefore a lot of potential power to real events centered around people and narratives they don't control. So real events are invariably kept low profile, not sensationalized, and not made into big national talking points. They might well get some press attention, especially locally, but they will very rarely become the big story everyone in the country's talking about, the way the fake staged events invariably do. Fake staged events are obviously entirely under the control of those who are faking and staging them. And so these are the events that get the massive promotion and high profile press attention. Hence my slogan, if it's headline news, it's a ruse. That's Mary's little slogan. It's not that catchy, but I agree with her there. So that's a really great article. I'll put it in the show notes. And Sean, closing comments? Closing comments?
All right. Do you have enough time just for a quick overview of this little thing in Idaho? I can do it in about 2-3 minutes.
No, let's do it next time. You've done it before, but
Okay.
call in next time.
Are you talking about that stabbing of the students in the dormitory?
No, a supposed shooting of firemen, and there's supposedly somebody started a fire up here to lure firemen to it. And
it sounds like the movie Backdraft.
This one really disappeared quickly. I think it was so hokey, and a lot of people on the street that I was talking to were saying this is really wrong.
Well, next time, if you're going to be on the ground, we can talk about it next time.
I'm always on the ground, man. As soon as something happens around me, I'm on the ground. That's for sure.
It sounds like you're really on top of this stuff. I appreciate that.
Yeah, Lynn likes
but
it.
But it must really create friction between you and members of your family or neighbors or people who you dare to argue with about this.
Yeah, they all know what I think about it. I'm not shy about it. Because there's nothing they can really say. I mean, how do you explain blue gloves on these kids? I mean, it's retarded. I mean, there's no young kids take that to the bar. But anyway, I'll let you guys go.
Thank you so much, Sean from Idaho.
Well, that's the question. How much more will it take for people to say, hey, it's all fake? And if it's all fake, that means it has no legitimacy and no authority.
Yeah.
And that calls into question the rule of law. Does it mean anything anymore? Is any of it real?
All right, Lynn. Thanks so much for joining in. Now, in honor of the show, or of the shooting in Thousand Oaks, we will go out on this song. I think everyone knows it, from 1984. And there we go.
Oh, this is the one where you had all the sheriffs dancing. You remember that?
No, I missed that one.
The Orlando Pulse. They put out a video of all the cops, these big fat cops.
Oh, that's
dancing,
sick.
And I think this was the song they were dancing to. Yeah.
No way. This one?
It was Orlando Strong. Get up and dance.
Oh, I'll have to look it up.
The Orlando Pulse shooting was everybody to get up and dance.
Get up and dance. I love it. Okay, I'll look into that. All right, everyone. Fakeologist.com/donate. Be like Ardman and send Satoshis. Or just go to fakeologist.com/donate. And we'll appreciate any help we can get. And thank you so much, Lynn, for joining. Tomorrow is Wednesday, and that means Fake Nukesville will be here. And maybe he'll bring in Jim Rizzoli. Who knows? We'll see what happens tomorrow. It'll be a big show, I'm sure. We'll take your calls. And thanks, everyone, for joining. We'll see you later.
Feels like I'm going to lose my mind. You just keep on pushing my love over the borderline. Borderline. Feels like I'm